we started doing like cover songs with it, and that was with Kyle and John. And then I had this, Drop Out of Life, which was like a monthly thing. So we'd have other musicians, and Gucci Handelsman kind of became like this is what I do. It's drone. It's very simple. It's very like there's no riffs, very few little. It's minimal. So if others are like John familiar with Sleep Jerusalem, then he understood what I was doing, and so he introduced me to Kyle, and they started performing as part of Gucci Handelsman.
We really connected over a shared love of drone music. Even now, we stick to one chord and one chord only. No key changes whatsoever. Whatever Jason has his guitar tuned to, we all match him as the tonal center, and we just don't move from that.
That sounds unusual?
It is unusual, and it's a kind of a small niche, but when I saw Jason playing that harmonium, just playing that one chord over and over, singing the lyrics, and I thought, this is an interesting guy. I'd like to play with him.
Jason is a really great musician, honestly. He writes really great lyrics. I've known him for 20 years, and I love all of his songs.
So the songs you play, it sounds like they're spontaneous. If you have one chord, there's a lot of things to riff off that one chord. Well, I guess the best thing to do is hear what it sounds like. So what would you like to start off with?
We're going to start out with a song called I Love My Brain. And I gotta give a shout out to Echo Beauty Terra, a great local band. So David Goldfarb is in Echo Beauty Terra, and we were talking after a show. He said, "You're like a stand-up comic." He's like, "Don't get me wrong, it's not funny, it's not corny, but you always have new material." And we were talking, and Amber, who's also in the band, she started saying, "I love my brain," and I was like, I'm gonna make that into a song.
Okay.
So this is it.
Gucci Handelsman.
Down on Love Street, next door to the House of Pain. Suicidal tendencies, skateboarding. I love my brain. I love my brain. You ask why? It's impossible to explain or complain. Like that Bible story, Abel was slain. Raising Cain, make it rain. I love my brain. I love my brain. Unfortunately, my brain cheats on me with Mary Jane. Check out the new presidential campaign. I love my brain. I love my brain. I love my brain. I love my brain. I love my brain.
Gucci Handelsman live in the WLRN studio. I love that. That's great.
Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate that.
And the lyrics. It's easy for you to write songs, I assume.
I don't know if it's easy. It's and part of like the story. It's interesting that you asked that. Like when we were doing covers with the harmonium, and then in March of 2020, everything closed down for the pandemic. And so I was at home and I kind of picked up this guitar and I started playing it again. And I ended up, during the pandemic, I sold the harmonium, sold one of my guitars, and I was just playing on the acoustic guitar because there was just nothing to do. And I ordered an electric guitar online, and I finally realized I got it out of this guitar with these strings. When this tune, it has that sort of drone effect, and so that's what I was doing. And then Archimedes, I hadn't talked to him for a while. He gave me a call. He had seen what I was doing with drone. I put out I went over to you might be familiar with Rat Bastard.
Sure. He's at Churchill. He did a lot of the sound at Churchill's.
Yeah, he had a recording studio in his where he used to live on Miami Beach, and I went over there during the pandemic and recorded like a drone, it was like 90 minutes of just drone.